Alright, let's do this. It's going to be my first match versus Light in the Steam Showdown Volume 3, I believe. And never mind, he just sent me a new invite. So I'm seeing if that works. There we go. Oh, look at that. I figured, since usually just watching videos without any commentary is pretty boring, I'm going to do my best and try to commentate the match. Like, my thoughts, what I'm doing. In general, I think, matchup-wise, I'm favorite, though, because of my card choices. It may not be as one-sided as it could be, because I'm, for example, playing like Torp and Freeblade instead of the Militia Captain or Thalia's Lieutenant, which are cards that his deck should have issues with, but we'll see if it's still good enough. I certainly hope so. I'm kind of expecting it to be, but if it isn't, it's still good enough, I hope. So not much choices at the start of the game. My main goal is mainly to get Thalia in play, because he doesn't have any permanent removal, and when I have her in play, all his flash and shenanigans isn't going to be nearly as effective. That's obviously something I wanted to avoid. Turn 2, Sylvan Advocate blocks out most of my creatures. Luckily enough, I do have Thalia, so my Freeblade cannot attack, but Thalia will be able to attack, and he cannot flash in a second creature and block it. So I'm expecting to get at least 3 damage in next turn. Other cards than Thalia that I'm hoping to join this matchup are Always Watching, because the 1/1 is the thing that breaks my... how do you say? Makes my creatures, most of my creatures, big enough to trade with all of his creatures. And the other being Gideon. This is also an Anthem effect, but not as useful. So I'm just going to attack with Thalia for 3 damage here. See if he bounces it, he may do it. Probably about at the end of my turn. And I'm going to play Meta Reshaper. I'm missing a land drop here, but that's not the end of the world. Also being like stuck at 1 white. Like, the hand I kept was a bit risky, with only 1 white source and 1 colorless source. But I didn't want to go further down, and I thought, okay, Torp and Freeblade turn 2, probably going to be a 3/3, but then obviously had the perfect answer. This is what I was kind of expecting. Disperse or Unsubstantiate. So now his mana is going to pass the turn. And there are only 2 cards you can flash in here that are actually going to trade positively with my Meta Reshaper, but I'm still going to do it. He's at 4 lands. So I'm going to attack with him. If he has the 2/4 in play, he can kill it for free, but it regrets itself and cannot hold open a counterspell. So I'm expecting him to have a counterspell now. So the question is, which card do I... do I even want him to counter something? I don't think I can afford to pass. But I think I'm going to represent Thalia to him still. Because Fortnite's here is something I would much rather keep and get through. Just because of the sheer stats, and I'm also getting to see his hand. But yeah, it's unlikely that I'm ever going to be able to resolve a spell unless he runs out of counters. That's fine. I'm just going to take the 2 here. I'm not even sure, like, if I would draw planes, what it would cost. I'm again going to attack 4. That's actually interesting. The Declaration in Stone is a card that I thought... I can be a bit worried about Elder Deep Fiend, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast White Knight, get a planes, then Deck in Stone. This Sylvan Advocate because it's one of the 2 creatures that I like focused on getting rid of. Because if he gets one more land, it becomes a 4/5. Now, does he have Elder Deep Fiend or not? Or does he have the Hexproof? He doesn't do either. So yeah, I'm just going to attack with the 3/2. Because my 2/2 still would die for free to whatever he may play. So this actually, I kind of surprised with actually run out, but okay. That he didn't protect his Advocate. Yeah, this is a deal that I was willing to make because the guy replaces itself. Hopping Whale is a card not as useful. So yeah, at best he's like going to play land and is going to pass the turn again. I cannot attack him. He's attacking. Sure. Okay, so this means I can play Fortnite Seer. And he is pretty much forced to either counter it. Or I'm going to look at his hand. He needs a counterspell now, but when that happens I get to a free attack him. I'm also going to play my planes here, so in case he has a 2/1 flash I can exile it and get through with my free blade. So yeah, that's a thing that's important in this matchup. I'm kind of trying to play cards pre-combat where I usually want to play cards post-combat. In response, we're going to exile it. So free blade becomes a 3/3, we deal 5 to him. So far I've played 2 counter spells. The collective effort I wanna keep for either another Advocate or Elder Deep Fiend. But again, it's very hard to attack into him, especially if he has open mana. This is actually something interesting. I could just sit back and make tokens. I could play a bishop. And if he doesn't do anything, I just pass. I think I like this better. I don't want to risk my reality smash, because even if I resolve him, I'm not likely even going to attack into him. Now this guy gets to attack into him almost free, like all my flyers do. Because it's a 2/3 and all of his flyers are 2/1s. That challenge him perfectly. Like this card, for example, does like almost nothing. I'm ahead on life. Okay. Let's think about this. Here's a 4th land. I want to be attacking into the bishop. That's very nice too. They want to play this pre-combat. I think I do. But yeah, these flyers are almost uncontested in the air, because all you can do is like trade with them 2 for 1. And because he's down on life, he cannot raise me unless he gets significantly more than me and taps them down when they're on the defensive. So I think this game I'm probably going to win by just going through in the air. Sorry about that. For me, I think it's looking good right now. I'm high on life, and yeah, like I said a billion times already, these flyers, a few of the things he cannot deal with. Okay, it's interesting, so he flips it over. It's a nice card to have. But yeah, I can just attack into him. Does he play his Fiend now? If I do and he taps down my lands, I can just flash and everything. Is he going to take 4? Okay. I'm just going to pass. Because of one of the very few flash cards in my deck. Like, the great thing about Elder Fiend is you can not only tap down blockers, you can also tap down land. Which is making it very hard to respond to stuff. Sure. I didn't pause the game, did I? No, I think it's his pause though. He cannot attack into me because then I could just take care of both of his flying creatures. The question is, do I want to pop my Foundry or do I play Everson and okay, that's interesting. He's obviously trying to raise me now, but yeah, I've got 2 uncounterable flyers, and he has no pump, so the only thing he can do is tap them, but if he taps them he's likely dead on the return swing. That's something I was expecting. Sure. It's actually the card I care least about. Oh, great. Looks like I'm missing part of the match. Still the first one. Like my game froze at some point. What he did was tap down my creatures by playing Elder Deep Fiend before I was Combat Step and swinging for lethal. And then I played Collective Effort on his Elder Deep Fiend to remove lethal from the board. Okay, so what can he do here? He needs to tap. I can't just attack with everything. He doesn't have fog in his deck. If he has a counter spell, he cannot activate his lands. I don't see what card he could be holding. That's not the thing he wants. Okay, if I attack with everything, I just win. Yeah, that's game. So yeah, sadly, my game briefly froze up, so I'm missing part of the match, but I'm hoping still got enough footage out of it. Okay, so on goes to match number 2. Again, a bit unfortunate that the game froze up, but yeah, he ended up conceding. Because he couldn't answer the Reality Smasher and my 2 creatures on board and the 2 flyers. He only had an Substantiate in hand. So yeah, overall the game went pretty close. I basically was at 1 life. 1 less life and I would have lost that game. This is a hand I'm not too happy with. I'm on the play again, but I'm going to mulligan this. This is a hand I'm much more happy with. Council's Lieutenant can be a beast. Once again, I'm hoping he doesn't have to turn to 7 Advocate. But yeah, being on the play is a pretty big advantage for me here. Because if I get my renowned creatures through, because he can place 3 drops, they can attack almost freely into him. And with almost... yeah, that's actually a thing, right? When I say almost, it's into anything except the 2/4. Restrop and Fleabreak just trades with his 3/3s. Now I'm going to go with the Council's Lieutenant. Because the likelihood of him having any 2-attack creature that trades with my 2-drop on his turn through is rather high. So he passes, which is good for me. He's probably going to give me the 2-attack, and then I can play the 3-blade. Play from the Vestige. Oh, white. Use that white to create a Fleabreak. So right now it's looking good for me. I just want like something else to play. Yeah, this is something I was expecting. If I played the 3-blade on turn 2, he may have blocked it and traded. Here I can potentially set up for a very sexy 2-for-1. If he doesn't have the 2-4. He's going to attack me. Which is interesting. It does mean he won't block with it regardless. Also, yeah, I don't think I'm going to play around it because there's only 2 of these cards in his deck and all the other cards that best trade. So I'm going to attack first. And Bygone Bishop, like in the previous game, is very hard for him to deal with if he doesn't counter it. Also, if he like takes care of my... Sure. In that case, I'm just going to Warping Veil this and not let him race me. Then my top and 3 blades gets through. It's in for 2. Gets renowned and then it's a 3/3. So this is again looking very good for me. But the game can always swing back around in his favor very easily. Because I have no instant ways to react to his plays when he ambushes me. He cannot play the Fiends. The other creatures all have 3 toughness except the 2/4. That's also a nice draw. Because I'm currently pressuring the board. Which card do I want him to counter the most? Probably him. So that's what I'm going to do. Does he have a corner spell? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so I'm representing lethal on the board currently. And he has another one of these spirits. Okay, once again, attack into him, because there's no creature I'm really afraid of. Thalia is actually very powerful here. Yeah, I'm going to play Thalia first, because if he counters it I can just get in for free. And if it resolves, he cannot flash a creature in previously. That's interesting. Probably can make a 2/2 token. Okay, now my question is, do I want Declaration of Stone something right now? He has 4. I could. Do I want to? I want to pressure his life total, so I'm going to. I'm also going to attack with D3 too. If he's willing to trade with his token, that's good for me. With a little bit of luck I also get something into play that's relevant. Maybe a spirit or something. Yeah, put the card into the battlefield. It's on hand, but alright. Doesn't matter. Okay. So he basically needs to tap down my stuff. If I are being resolved here is very good for me, because he can't flash in creatures and block with them. But he can still like hit me for 4 in the air, pass the turn, then on my attack step he taps down all my attackers, and then in theory kills me. In the backswing? No, not even then. Okay, I think I've won this game now. Almost certainly. Because then I again would have one left. Yeah. That's the second game. I'm wondering why this is continued AI, but that was a straight up tool, mainly because I was on the play twice, but also because my deck was favorite. So, well, nice try, light, pretty close games actually, but yeah, that's it. See you in the next one.